You know, they got like all these OnlyFans people, right?
Yeah.
How about OnlyFans, but for PG-13 porn? So it's like you don't see anything, but shit's happening.
Like a fucking audio book. like, like you don't see anything happening, but you know, it's the implication. It's the
Only,
implication.
only ears.
I'm out. I'm fucking done.
G'day. This is the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast, your go-to for all things Wrexham AFC. Join us as we chat about the highs and lows of our favourite footy club. She'll be right, mate. G'day, beard brethren, shillers, fuckheads, and just
Whoa.
all-round legends.
Jeez. All right.
It is your host, Rousey and Adrian, back for another week of the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast.
That's mate.
That's right.
Back
We
to
are
normal.
back after Christmas. We hope everyone's had a lovely break. We certainly have. And now the reins are off us, so to speak. So if you didn't guess what we did in our last episode for the giveaway, we will break that news very, very shortly. But first, Adrian, brother, what
How are
is
we?
going on?
Mate, another week, another pod. I'm keen. I think the difference is we don't have to talk about fucking draws anymore. We can talk about some wins, and I am keen to get involved in that, mate. Keen.
2 wins. 2 wins going into the break. That is amazing. But big shout outs, hey? Let's do
Yep.
let's get the band-aid
Yep.
off.
I'm fucking keen.
Last week we did an experiment where we released a full PG-13 episode with no swear words.
Uh-huh.
Or severely redacted swear words. I had a lot of fun editing that one. Now, let's just say it was an interesting experiment, and we have a winner. Someone picked out what we did. Can you believe it? People that love us that much that they're willing to pick up when we do something so insignificant as.
I thought it'd be a bit more obvious just because, you're probably making sense for the first time in fucking 9 months, like 10 months. No, it was, no swearing done by us at the pod. And Jesus Christ, it's so funny because Rousey did it first and we let it slide. I'm like, he'll just fucking edit it out. No problem. And then I just went off track on one of them and just lost it, derailed the entire pod. And I'm like, well, I didn't stop the pod for you. He's like, yeah, but you said fuck. I just said shit. Yours is way worse than mine. And I'm like, oh my God. And it just felt like school where it's just like, you can't say that stuff. But anyways, we're back to normal. And have we announced the winner yet? Or you wanna do the drum roll? Oh, no sound.
No sound. I'll put it in post.
There it is.
Okay, the winner who guessed correctly
and first
and first as well, but we actually did it fairly. We had 2. We had Mad Al and we had Anthony. Both of them guessed correctly. But the winner is none other than Mad Al. Yay!
Well done, Mad Al. Well done, mate. He's literally come on board and just clean sweeped first prize that he's been a part of. Look at him go.
So, Mad Al, reach out to us. Give us your details. We will send you a Wrexham Two Beards podcast hoodie. You're going to love this. It's a great hoodie. So,
it is a pretty good hoodie. I'm not mad about it. I think it is a very, very good one, especially, and it's going to someone in the colder temperatures right now. So I think that works out pretty well as well. Because if it had gone to an Aussie and they're wearing a fucking hoodie in these 40-degree heat, it'd be a bit silly. But no, it's glad it's gone to someone and someone local as well in our Wrexham contingent.
Yes, so he's one of our fuckheads too.
Exactly. And that brings us to the shout outs. Well, do you want to do the rundown? Do you want me to do the rundown? What do you want to do, Chief?
All right, guys, I'm going to get through this nice and quickly for you, seeing as you don't like this little segment that we do, but we're going to do it anyway because we have an obligation to, and we love our fuckheads. Join our fuckheads at www.patreon.com/2beards.
Podcast starts here.
Podcast starts. Yeah. um,
If you don't know, someone commented, and it was pretty smart. They're like, guys, the podcast starts here and it just skips this fuckhead shit. Like, they're just like, it just gets into the good stuff here, right, guys? Fucking hell. And you know what? Credit to them for doing that, but also I'm not going to drag this out now.
well, anyway, for $5 a month, you can become a fuckhead. You can join us. It's our fans only program. Gets you access to a fans only Discord with yours truly and Buggerlugs over there. He's we're both in it, and all of our fuckheads are in it. We all have lots of fun, especially on game days. Gives you access to our merch store at 10% discount. Gets you giveaways in the Discord that we do occasionally. What else? Oh shit. Oh yeah. Gets you shout outs on the pod every single week, which we're about to do. So
And we got a new one. We got a new one. Man,
and early ad-free access every single week to the podcast episode.
nailed it.
There
Nailed
we
it.
go.
Now that we have another one who's added to it, and it's been because I've never seen us. I don't like to see us as people who try to beg to get people to join the program, but I've noticed Rousey's tried to beg and plead to get the man, the myth, the legend, Josh from the local pundit to join. And lo and behold, as a Christmas gift, he's joined up, and what a man he is. He has joined up and is one of our paying fuckheads. So we love him. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. Welcome aboard. But wouldn't be remiss of me if we didn't mention our executive producers and also our prize winner in Mad Al, mate. Well done getting that hoodie. The rest of our executive producers, again, we wouldn't be here without you. This is what's going to get us on the flight to Wrexham come November next year. And it's not next year's creeping up, mate. It's going to be 2025 by the time we get to this next episode after this. So that is the year of us, and that is the year of us going to Wrexham. So thank you, Matt Al, Not PC, Bryant, Welsh Techie, Anthony, and Sarah. We love you so much. And just
Bunch of legends,
but also just the banter, the contribution you guys bring every week. We love you. Thank you so much. The rest of our fuckheads, again, we cannot thank you enough for what you do. You get this ad-free access every week. You get those shout outs as well. So Aaron, Will, Chris W, John, Anthony R, Deandra, Mark, Drew, Neb. We'll get into you, Neb, in a minute. But Ryan, Jake, and Vincent, and Benjamin. But all of the people, all of the thank yous, all of the love. Thank you.
You keep us going and you make life worth living.
Jesus Christ. So are you basically saying if they leave, it's not worth living?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm looking directly into the camera right now, nice and lovingly.
Into my soul. Well, I don't have one. I'm ginger, but yeah, continue.
Nice and lovingly. Red Horde, come join us, mate.
Oh, he's doing it. He wants them all. What is this, like fucking Thanos and the like Infinity Stones? He just wants a gauntlet of all the podcasts to be part of the fuckheads. He's going to have a gauntlet. Okay, I'll shit you not. I'll buy him a gauntlet. If we can get Rob Ryan Red, Fearless, Red Horde, get the whole fucking gang on board, fill our gauntlet, because we've already got Welsh Techie from Eat More Chips podcast. We've got Meet the Wife in Wrexham, we got Ryan, and then we've got Josh from Local Pundit. So that's already 3 of those Infinity Stones. If we can get the rest, and he's got it on the gauntlet there, I'll buy him a fucking gauntlet. And every week he can shout out the fuckheads with his gauntlet.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Red Horde. You know what to
Why
do.
are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Like, I don't understand. We said we'd never be those people, but we are. And we made this the extra long one just for you, commenter on YouTube, just for you.
Well, let's start the show at such and such time into it. All right, and let's have a bit of fun. We're going to review the Blackpool game and the Wigan game up next. So
I'm looking at you, Neb. I'm looking at you, buddy.
Talk about good old Neb. Good old Neb. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Woo! Well, what an interesting period. We finish 2024 with in second place, Adrian. Second place.
It's almost like we predicted it.
I know. Birmingham Wrexham, 1 and 2. Jeez, you wouldn't have thought that, would you?
And look,
But we
let's just
did.
ignore the fact that Wickham have a
And
game in hand.
everyone fucking goes off at us for being like, oh, we're fucking happy clappers. No, we know that what we're fucking talking about. And I'm telling you, Wrexham are the shit. And we are in second. And
And Wickham, just drop points, mate. That's all I'm asking, Wickham. If you can just fucking drop some points, please and thank you.
drop something else too.
The soap.
But
Oh, Jesus Christ.
we started off the weekend, or just before the weekend, with a game against Blackpool, who happened to be one of the best away travelling teams in the league. Good old Stevie Bruce. Wow. That was an interesting game, that one, wasn't it?
Well, when
They
we went down pretty early, I was like, shit, you've just ruined Christmas. Like, you've just fucking ruined Christmas. I'm done. It's over. Call it. And I was just pretty much in a bit of a heap. But man, that fog was something else.
you could. I tell you what, the things you could do in that fog and not get in trouble for, like.
Oh, geez, I hope it's not foggy when we go, because God knows Rousey's going to be sitting there in the fucking nude and just waiting for someone to notice, waiting for the camera, waiting for Mark Griffiths to be like, fucking commentating, eating his pie, and then just fucking looking over and going, oh, there's Adrian and Rousey from, oh my God, what has happened? But it was a bit of a fun, because guess what? And I'm just going to say it. We called it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago. We said it week after week after week after week after week after fucking week. We said he will come back, and when he does, it'll come in with a bang. And what happened, mate? What happened? Tell us what happened, mate.
Well, Paul Mullins came in with a mighty bang. And to be fair, only Paul Mullins and Jack Marriott are scoring goals like that. So that was
Agreed.
Becky. And some would even say that was probably a goal of the season contender.
Yeah.
And I would not disagree with you. I thought that was an amazing goal. The Jack Marriott goal was also an amazing goal. And speaking of which, he's back around, up and running, which gets me juices flowing. I can't wait to see him back. But
I just imagine the Undertaker from like the WWE just in his coffin, just coming out of his coffin, like raising him. That's what I imagine Jack Marriott's doing right now. He was just dead. Everyone was like, he's gone. He's not coming back this season. And bang, he's like ready to go. So I'm keen, mate. I'm very keen to get him back in. But we also can't put too much pressure on the lad. He has come back from injury. We do need to do it smartly, like what we did with Paul last season.
Yeah, and will he come back, and will he be that same Jack Marriott that left us when he broke his leg? Or will he be like Paul Mullins and take a bit of time to acclimatise himself to the squad and to score goals again? We don't know. I hope it's the latter. I really do. We need some goals. But my gosh, Paul Mullins off a beautiful throw from Barney. Okay, so it was a throw from Barney. It was a beautiful header off Ollie Palmer, right into the path of Paul Mullins, off his chest, who he then kneed it up off
volley,
back,
mate,
and then he just volleyed it straight into the top corner. And I tell you what, that was beautiful to watch. I
mean, I couldn't see shit on the telecast, so I can't imagine him in amongst it being able to see shit as well. But though, when class, cream rises to the top.
I didn't see who scored the first goal. Like, I'm looking at the first goal now. Granted, every single goal we've let in over these last couple games have always come from the same fucking angle. There's something going on there, but they again from that same angle. From the outside, crossed into the box. I didn't see who hit it. I didn't see it make connection. I didn't see it go in. I knew it went in from the reaction, but I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Mate, it was a game of two Fletchers.
The
because
game of two Fletchers.
their Fletcher scored in the third, and our mate,
The old
you know
Scottish
what?
Viking Jesus,
Scottish
which
Viking.
is taking. We started something,
We
dude.
started something. We started
It's
something.
taken
Scottish
off.
Viking Jesus, SVJ, that name has taken off, and I'm fucking so happy. But also, just it's everyone's word. It's not our word. It's for
I know
the
it's
world.
everyone's word, but
It's for the
we
world.
started it. We fucking started that shit. And now it's
He's like, I've got to claim it. We have nothing to hold on to but this. This podcast is nothing. but
to see,
can
to
I
see
just
it
say,
mentioned a few times on X, and also, I know you're not on Facebook, but I am, and I've seen it on a few posts on Facebook. People
well,
referring to him as the Scottish Jesus or the Scottish Viking Jesus. I'm like,
tell you what,
we started this shit. Like, fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know what though, and I want this. I'm thinking of this as a loose floater for what we should call this episode. But the man who stole Christmas did it twice, and we're going to get into that other game in a moment. But he had stolen the 3 points back for us, put it in the red sack, and just kept on moving. That sounded very dirty, but you know what? Don't care. Scottish Viking Jesus puts away the penalty. People could complain all they want. Fucking Stonewall. It's what is it? Everyone says it. It's a Stonewall, mate.
I
Bloody
remember.
Stonewall.
I remember the other week when we got done a penalty for a handball, and I was like, I just don't see it, and then everyone was like all on me about it, and then now all of a sudden it goes the other way, and we get the call, and now it's like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. It's like, you know what, swings and roundabouts.
Things are roundabouts. Swing, win some, you lose some from it. But Fletch,
Years can all rack off.
he's going to rack off. He's Scottish Viking Jesus, man, the myth, the legend, the super sub. Has risen again, and the memes that have come from it, not just that game, but the next one we'll get into in a moment.
He's risen. He's got something rising in me.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
I tell you what, mate, he has got everyone on their pogo sticks. That's for sure.
Now, I was concerned for Elliot Lee. Very concerned. That was my boy. That's my boy.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
He's my boy. I just, I was concerned when he went down because knee injuries, and coming from someone that has knee problems myself, I know how bad and that debilitating they can be. But it looks like he's made his way back to the team, and so that's lucky. I'm glad about that.
Well,
But overall,
but I mean,
what do you think of that performance?
I thought it was good, mate. It wasn't like it was a great escape is the word to call it, but that's what we need. It doesn't matter how it's done. Yes, we need to be performing better, especially against sides that we consider to be, I don't know how to put it, but those middle table sides, we should be, if we're to be where we are right now and continue to stay that way, we definitely need to be picking that up and doing a lot better. So I'm very, very keen to see what we can do come the new year. But, mate, 3 points is all that I care about, mate. 3 points. That's all that matters.
I think it just goes to show that if we can pull out performances like that with Blackpool. Now Blackpool just went and held Birmingham goalless at their home. Now, if they're going and doing shit like that, and they've been doing stuff like that for the last couple of weeks, and we're able to sort of put a dent in that little run, does that not go to show you that Wrexham are the real deal? This is what I don't get, is all these people constantly saying, Wrexham is shit, blah, blah, blah. They're the worst team we've ever seen play, yet we keep fucking winning, right?
Yep.
And we're holding these teams like Blackpool and beating them still. It just, I don't know, it just boggles my mind, because you think that, if people are honestly saying we're the worst team that they've ever seen, are they saying that just out of jealousy, or are they just, I don't know, man.
I froth it, mate. I froth it. It's one of the best comments you can get, honestly. It happened even after Wigan. So many people, worst team I've seen in whatever year, however many years, worst team to come up against this season, blah, blah, blah. Well, obviously it's not, because some of your teams have been put away 5-0 by other sides. So if you're gonna maybe put up the mirror and have a look at what you guys are putting out, then possibly you guys are the worst team that's been around. But if you're going to go at us, that's fine. But look at the stats, mate. Against Blackpool, we probably should have done it a lot sooner and a lot quicker, but we asked for Paul Mullins to rise to the occasion, and he did. That's all we ask for, is for him to, when we need him most, that's when we need him most, he did it. 19 shots, mate. 4 of them only on target. Look, fucking normal with the the vision. But 19 is what I'm going at there. That's pretty huge versus 8 to them. 54% possession to us. We had 333 accurate passes of an accurate percentage of 76%. And again, I'm only calling that out because of the fog, mate. It's like, literally, you could scoop up that fog and probably have a glass of water, because that's how thick that shit was. We had 5 corners, which usually we find that, there's a lot of corners on there, and they only had the one. Look, I'll take it, mate. It was at the end of the day the right result. Anyone who's complaining otherwise, yeah, look, if I was on the other end of it, 100% I'd be upset. But we have been on the other end of it. So, like you said,
look,
swings and roundabouts.
There were times there we were dominating Blackpool.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely dominating. They could not get it into their own half.
Correct.
And if they did, it would come straight back. And look, that was a brilliant game. I couldn't have been easy playing in those conditions. But against a side like Blackpool that has caused a lot of issues to a lot of other teams away from home, for us to hold them to account like that, fucking, we're the real deal, mate. We're the real deal.
Nah, I'm with you, mate. And I think there was comments saying we're high on our own supply. Parky needs to adjust. Parky needs to do this. Look, to those comments, and look, not that they're bad. Everyone's allowed to have those opinions, and there are 50% of the fucking fan base who think that way. So we can't say that it's a minority that feels that way. But fucking trust in Parky, mate. That's all you got to do. He's one of the smartest brains in this league. He has a team and the equity to do what needs to be done to get us into the championship. Just keep calm, all right? Rome wasn't built in a day. If we don't go up now, we've got the foundations to do it again the following year and try again. We're not going anywhere. We're not going back down, all right? So just chill. We're good. And I think this next game really embodies that.
That's right. So after this, we will get into our next game. Short ad break, this one. We'll get into our next game, which was Wigan, which we have a bit of talking about because that just happened last night. Let's go.
All right, Neb. Focus, Neb.
Well, following on from Blackpool, we had Wigan.
Yep.
Now, I'd just like to say that one of our fuckheads is a staunch Wigan supporter. And
the only non-Wrexham supporter.
He does have a little bet going with me. So
he's going to win that bet.
I don't think he will.
I think he will. Continue. Just explain the bet for our viewers.
Did you just say just before the last one that we're going to get promoted to championship?
Well, I thought it was only if we went up autos. I didn't think playoffs counted, Chief.
No, it was just promotion in general.
Oh, okay. Then I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm getting stiffed. Like, I'm the one that has to wear a Wigan jersey on stream if we don't get promoted. In front of everyone. All of our followers. All 5,000 subscribers. And whoever follows us on Spotify and all that sort of stuff every single week. I'm going to have to be wearing a Wigan jersey. So, which means I've got to buy a Wigan jersey, have it shipped over here, and wear it live on stream in front of everyone should Wrexham not get promoted. All he has to do, right, this motherfucker just has to go to Wrexham, buy a shirt, put it on, take a photo in front of the ground, and Bob's your uncle. He doesn't even have to share it with the world. He just puts it into the fuckhead chat. So he gets a better deal if you ask me.
I don't know. Yeah, your bets are always shit for you, mate. And it shows your confidence, which is great. I'm with you. I've said it last week on the last week's episode, and I've said it before this pod. You know, we're right. We're right. But we need to go into this game because I want to talk about Neb's Wigan, which I'm going to say here straight away. Firstly, the first fucking team that actually likes McLean. Now, obvious reasons, McLean being an old boy there, but he is constantly ridiculed. It was really nice to see the Wigan players, when he's on the ground helping him up and being good sports, which probably should be just the general thing, by the way, should probably just be treated like another fucking human being. But I digress. Wigan, great club, great fan base as well. The travelling fans made a lot of noise. Good on them. Unlucky towards the end, and we'll get into that in a moment. What is there to say about up to halftime? Now, halftime, we go in, it's 0-0. Now, I'm looking at it and I'm going, you know what? I'll take that. Because I said out of the two games, this for me was the more of a danger game because I just feel like Wigan have that capability to just pull something out of nothing. I know they only just lost to Birmingham during the year, but that was one of the games where I was like, shit, they can actually, pull something here. What was your thought process when we went in 0-0 at the break?
I think when we were looking at this game last week, I was the one I actually came out and said, I'm worried about this game. I was worried about facing Wigan because they, and look, rightly so, when they came to the racecourse, man, I think the best way I can put this is that they're the first side I've seen come to the racecourse and play with absolutely no fear.
Yeah.
There was no threat. They were physical. They wanted to attack. They closed down the mid. They closed down the second, thirds. They probably were one of the best teams I've seen come to the racecourse to play us.
You hear that, Neb? You hear that? That's compliments, mate. That's what. No, but I mean, it's very accurate, mate. Look, I'm just going to read out some stats. Look, there were some Wigan fans who were said the similar thing, which is worst team we've come up against. We should have walked away with something. Look, when we score in the 91st minute to win a game, the other team's always going to feel like shit. Doesn't matter what you're doing. But ultimately, it's the shots on target for me, mate. Total shots was 9. They had total shots 10, but only one of theirs was on target, and that ultimately was the goal. Ours was 3 on target. 2 of those were goals. That just tells the story at the end of the day. It's not that they, lack of trying, that's for sure, but it's just, lacked a little bit of that accuracy. But then again, that's pretty shit as well because that also doesn't count for the fact that there's a defender in your way, there's deflections, there all this shit you got to account for. But for me, mate, Wigan had 2 big chances. We said we had none in the stats. I love to know how they work out big chances, by the way, because that Fletcher goal for me sounds like a big chance, but whatever. But, those are the kinds of things you look at. This is something that really baffled me a bit. They had 8 corners. We had 2. Now, that was, defensive, deflections, all of that shit. A lot of that coming off from their shots as well. So it's not crazy, but it was just something that I found that usually there's not that much of a disparity between the two. And it seemed to be something that I found Wigan to hopefully try and capitalize on. Unfortunately, they couldn't for them. Fortunate for us. Barnett scoring in the 60th. I'm going to say this right here and now. And I don't think it's going to, he'll, knowing my luck, touch all the wood, he fucking probably does his ACL by accident. But Barnett, best player all year, will win player of the season for the club. Hands down, will make team of the year. Hands down, the best player we've had with no close runner-up for me, mate. Marriott might have been there if he was fit, but it doesn't matter what Marriott does for the rest of the season for me. It is Barnett all the way. What are your thoughts on his goal? What are your thoughts on his season thus far?
I think Barnett's a standout, and we now face an interesting problem because he is that much of a threat that now he's attracting attention from the teams. They seem to think, stop his run on the outside, and we effectively take out most of Wrexham's avenues towards goal. However, Parky saw this happening, didn't he? And this is why we say trust in Parky. Because Parky in the post-match interview actually turned around to him and said, if they're going to shut down your outside run, come inside.
And that's not the first
And
time you've said that, Rousey.
that's, you just come inside everywhere. Just come inside, mate. Just lots of
Uh,
babies.
See, I try to like lean into the innuendo joke and then you just say it 6 times in a row, like just to really ram it home. Also part of the same sex joke. Anywho, Barney, what about his goal, mate? Paint a picture.
Okay. So it was literally exactly like I was just describing. He was facing a bit of a wall coming down the outside and 3 defenders on him. 3. Fucking 3. The only other person I saw break 3 defenders closing in was Ollie Palmer.
Yep.
Right. Which we'll get on to shortly. But yeah, basically just took on 3 men like it was nothing. Decided he was going to cut inside, cut across the top of the box, and sure enough, slotted it away. It was
Mate, he was
great goal.
But it's also just that is a testament to Parky's brain, but also Barney's resilience to a lot of players. And we've seen it happen to McLean in previous even last year, mainly. There would be times where it's like, okay, McLean's he's the problem. Just get under his skin. And I don't know, Barney's just so cool that he just doesn't let it get to him. Again, cut to him getting a red card next week for something. But you know what I mean? It's just, the way the football works. But mate, we bring it back to the man who stole Christmas.
Another one from SVJ.
SVJ. Scotty Viking Jesus? Scottish Viking Jesus.
Do you know, an interesting stat, the last 3 games we have won, he has come on as a sub and scored.
Yep.
The last 3 games.
But I mean, are we surprised? He did it last year. He did it last year too. He's just a menace and I love him.
But what I don't get is that people say he's too old. How can you say he's too old and he comes on and he's doing all these flicks and tricks that no one else is doing, is able to offer something different than Ollie Palmer, and he's able to freely score goals. He knows where to find the back of the net. I mean,
and he's a 20-minute specialist as well. I know a lot of people go like, oh, well, that's because he's old, he can't. And it's like, well, no, we've put him on for full games and it just doesn't have the same impact. They learn out his game style pretty quick and they shut him down. But now you chuck him on with 20 minutes to go, everyone's like, oh, fuck, because they've come up against a shorter Paul Mullins. They've come up against a shorter, well, I wouldn't say shorter Ollie Palmer. You get the idea that you're getting a bigger body and you're used to just, especially if you've come off of playing on Ollie Palmer all game. Yes, they're quite similar body types, but they're very different game styles. So it does throw off the defender. And I just think it's a momentum shifter, mate. And it will continue to be so until teams understand he's our super sub. He's our fucking 90-minute plus merchant. He can do the damage that we need. And I would trust him out of any player. And I mean any player. I'm talking, let's just say Elliot Lee started on the bench. I'm talking if we had, I don't know, one of our, Dobson, who I rate as highly, Barnett, who I've just said is our best player. I would trust SVJ every day of the week to be the most impactful as a sub than any other player.
Can I just on that? I just had
Go for it.
A fleeting thought.
Yeah.
Best player. I would dare say that Ollie Rathbone is actually making a case for himself.
Ollie Rathbone is definitely one of our best players, but I just think out of a consistency point of view, it's still Barnett.
Yeah, I mean, look, Barnett's been every single game so far in the season. He's one of the first names on the team sheet. But Ollie Rathbone is, tell you what, he's something else in that.
He's pretty amazing. He is pretty amazing. And you know what I love is we have these riches. We're spoilt with the riches of these incredible players who have been brought in. We bring out Barney, Dobby, fucking Rathbone, James. I mean, I know that's a bit different, but again, people who maybe weren't mainstays previously are now absolutely first names on the team sheet. And I would argue those in order of what we just listed would probably be those first names on the team sheet. But You're right. Ollie is definitely putting a very big case for it. I saw a tweet out there, and I apologize. I've got to start writing down who tweeted it. I want to say it was Rich again, but someone basically said, "I know he's just come in, but he would not be surprised if someone tries to make a big move for Ollie Rathbone because he's something else. He's different gravy."
Oh, I want him to stay. I think he's too good.
Oh, I want him to stay too, and I think he will. But you can't say that there won't be teams out there going, you know what? He's exactly what we need right now.
Yeah, that's true. But hopefully he stays, and well, I think he will. But hopefully he
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason he would need to leave. He's contracted. It's all this shit. But I'm just saying, like, it would not be surprising if teams didn't ask the question. And that goes for a lot of our players. I mean, we talked about Barney, getting the tap on the shoulder from Rangers and McLean basically being like, fuck off. Like,
yeah,
you can't touch him. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few of those in that same row of players who are getting taps on the shoulders, or at least their agents are getting taps on the shoulders.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But we didn't talk about Scottish fucking Jesus' goal, though.
On the other hand, that goal. Oof.
I feel like we've talked about him so much, but not about his goal.
There was very, very little margin for error to put that goal away. And it clearly caught old Sam Tickle, Mr. Test Tickle. Caught him off guard.
You were waiting for that one. You were waiting for that. Say that name.
Old Sam Tickle the balls.
Yep.
Missed the ball. Went tumbling on by him straight into the back of the net from old Scottish Viking Jesus, who is, I'll tell you what, I want to be his best mate.
Oh, me too. You know what? I think we did it in last year's Christmas episode. We talked about, or maybe even just at the start of the season, who would you want if you could invite 3 people over for dinner? Who would it be? I think it might have even been in our article for Fearless in Devotion fanzine. It was about like, who would you want? Completely remiss of me. I would want Scottish Viking Jesus there because I feel like he could drink like we can. He would drink. It would be him and McLean and us drinking like fucking Vikings and absolutely living like kings. And you just add in Andy Cannon for the shits and giggles because he'd have a laugh.
I would do anything to be his best mate. I would even
I know you'd do anything. He's gotten your fan mail. Actually, sorry, that's a lie. He got Elliot Lee's fan mail accidentally. It was put in his locker, and he goes, "Sorry, Elliot, this was for you." And then it says, "I would kiss down your neck." Anyways, it's just this whole fan mail that Rousey sends out every week to Elliot Lee.
Was that I would clean his toilets
with your mouth?
No, I'll get sick if I did that.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yes, you would. You would definitely get E. coli, like poisoning. Yes, you would definitely get sick. I can't believe this is a discussion that we have on this podcast. Would you lick your toilet bowl?
In the comments down below.
Oh, fuck off.
Player's toilet would you clean?
Who's Wrexham Player's toilet? Would you clean? What is this? This is a joke of a pod, mate. No wonder like other pods just come on and they're like, we don't know what to expect. Like other podcasts come and visit and we tell them like, they're like asking us, what questions do you want to know? Have you got any like things you want me to mention? And we're like, nah, just say whatever the fuck you want. And it's just like absolute bedlam. And it's why when we go on other people's podcasts, looking at you, Rousey, that we have been told, tone it down a bit. Chill out. Fucking relax.
Oh, dear.
Fun times. Anyways.
Whose toilet would you clean, Adrian?
A good question. You know what? It's a very good question. I'd be remiss of me if I didn't say, I feel like Chomp's probably, he's got the tenure. He's probably, he knows what a good porcelain needs to be. You don't want any of those young boys who've just got like a shitter that's come out of like a college unit. He's probably got the full on proper, like maybe even like he's got it like, I don't know, engraved or some shit with, he's got a bit, he's made a bit of money over the years as well. Yeah, probably Chomps, mate. Probably. I can't believe this is a discussion. This is a discussion.
Oh dear.
Why is this even? You know what? I would love to know because we know that there has been some players who know our podcast exists, e.g. Dan Scar. Shout out, mate. Thanks for your comment on our FIFA posts. But Chomp knows about us too. So I'm actually kind of now, I think it's a good reason I mentioned his porcelain because I feel like, you don't want to leave him out of that, especially that special
Tom,
question.
hit us up, mate. If you need your toilets cleaned.
We'll be there in November, Chief.
Yeah, we'll send Adrian over. We'll have
But
a
what I would
scrubbing
like
brush.
what I would like to know is, do you reckon they're just like, whatever you do, avoid this like the fucking plague? Do you think it's like that, or do you think it's get a load of these Muppets? What do you think it is?
Pretty sure it's get a load of these Muppets, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
Although their
everyone's
publicists
everyone
would be
that
like,
listens to us
steer
is like,
clear.
what the fuck?
The publicists are for sure saying steer clear. There is no way in hell that an agent goes, you know what you should do? You should ask to be on this pod. They're like, if you go on that pod, I quit. I'll take half of your earnings. You're fucking dead to me. That's what I think their agents are saying.
Yeah. No, they can go on Fearless and Devotion instead.
Yeah, that's right, Fearless. We're calling you out. You lucky bastards.
Oh, gee.
We're not butthurt at all. I fucking love those boys. I love them. I love all of our podcast friends. So, anywho,
But
who would
we've
you
got-
clean your toilets? Fearless, Rob Red,
Yes.
Red Horde,
Let
local
us
pundit.
know.
Me, the wife, and
This
Wrexham.
could
Eat more
be the
chips.
discussion that breaks the
Ramble.
Wrexham Twitter. Just like Rob Ryan Red when they were asked, what was the question they asked? Oh, should you change the Wrexham logo and what would you change it to? Started this whole thing, mate. I want this to
Controversy,
make
mate.
the papers right. I want it to make the magazines and the blogs.
I want it in the
Discussion.
fucking local paper. I want it in the help me ads.
Yes.
Help wanted. Clean.
All right, let's fucking move on.
I want the club Twitter, the club X account to be tweeting, looking for a custodian for the fucking bathrooms at Wrexham. And anywho, we've made this go too far, and I don't mind, but I think we're getting shut down for sure. We're
We
worried
will
about
get
being
shut
shadow
down
banned.
when I snort a line off Rob McElhenney's dedication urinal. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
look,
we've
it's so
got-
funny because we could possibly. No, sorry, last tangent. You mentioned this once. We were like, you know what? We have a slight chance. The owners, they do their rounds and they go around to the podcast. Maybe because of our YouTube following, possibly we might be on that equation. But then they see a comment like that, and there's two options. It's either fuck no or fuck yes. I think that they're kind of fun-spirited dudes. They might do it, but also, again, their agents and their publicists are like, fuck no.
Well, we have had a bit of fun now. We got two
Have we?
more games to preview.
Oh, God.
All right, we are our first game of 2025 against Barnsley, and then obviously this weekend against Peterborough.
Peterborough.
So
Peterborough.
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 So
Oh, the Barnsley game is my first day back at work, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and I've got the earlies, and I'm just like, oh.
that's gonna suck. So
okay.
after this, we're going to preview those
Preview.
games
Crystal
and give our
ball.
predictions. All right, let's do it. Woohoo! Hey, Adrian.
Yeah, man.
So
What does this
I
sound like an
noticed
ad?
something. Have you noticed this goal celebration that's been going around with whenever the old Scottish Viking Jesus scores? Probably should have brought this up in the last episode, but I'm bringing it up now. Have you noticed that celebration where they tuck their hands into their...
Oh, he's doing the I'm just a chill guy. He's doing the I'm just a chill guy. I'm just a chill
There
guy.
you go. In case you're wondering, listeners, fans, whatever you are of the show,
Haters.
haters, that's what that means. They're basically doing a I'm just a chill guy
I'm
meme.
just a chill guy.
Just go to Google, type in I'm just a chill guy, and then have a look at that. and you'll understand. It's basically a whole meme of this dog. It's a random saying, and he's like at the end of it, but I'm just a chill guy. And this
And
dog
there's some
goes,
fucked up ones. I feel like Rousey would make some real fucked up ones. And I mean, it's also like it was trending months ago. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say it's old news, but I guess, yeah, it is. It's like he's jumped on board. But hey, you know what? You have to score, I guess, to be able to do the celebrations. And he's been doing them. So let it keep happening.
yeah. And the other celebration is the blue waffle celebration. So Google that one too.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Okay. Can only find those celebrations on meatspin.com.
Well, we've got two games to talk about, Adrian. Two games, another two. There's too many games.
Segue.
There's too many games. So we've got Barnsley up next. First game of 2025. We go away to Barnsley.
South Yorkshire, if you don't know your geography.
Hey, I'm getting really good at GeoGuessr, dude.
Mate, you're always good at GeoGuessr. He's always just, don't type it in. His tangent's going too much. He's like, I'm going to show you my high score. I'm going to do one right now on stream.
No. But I am getting pretty damn good at GeoGuessr, and I'm almost into the master ranks. So
Well,
I'm doing pretty well at GeoGuessr, but we won't. I
let's
digress.
let's preview this Barnsley game because I've got some stats to read out for you. Now, you guys know how much I love the FOTMob app. Their previews, especially when you get to this point in the season, they've got some actual stats that mean something. Whereas when it's the start of the season, it's like both teams are undefeated and it's like the first game of the season. But this one's a little bit better. So Barnsley have actually scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches. That's right, 8. Ranked second away from home this season. Not that it really matters when you're playing home, but okay.
No, they're playing away.
Say it again.
Oh, they're playing at home. We're playing away.
Yeah, I know, but it's saying ranked second away from home this season for them. This is Barnsley. So I don't know why that stat is relevant to us.
Yeah, I was like, but they've been playing now.
So after me just giving them out, anyways, Corey O'Keefe is ranked second in big chances. He's created 9 in the competition. Now, doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a stat that is given for shots that are so close that probably should have been scores. Now, could be a shit stat. What I love about the matching stat is Wrexham have scored 8 goals in their last 5 matches. So cancel that one out. We have kept the most clean sheets in the competition, which is 12, and we have done it with our third choice keeper, mind you. Now, let's also just rip the Band-Aid off. Chomp has conceded a fair bit now recently. So let's not beat around the bush. But, what Okonkwo was doing, before he got injured, definitely
but he might
helped.
be back. He was on the bench on the on the morning.
He was, mate. He was. I reckon after these 2 games, we'll probably see him start again. And then Ryan Barnett, the man, the myth, the legend that we've talked up all week. Ryan Barnett is ranked first in big chances, creating 9 in the competition, which is also equal to Corey O'Keefe. So my point is, it is quite even when you look at the stats on the sheet there. I'm very much looking forward to this game because if we can beat them away from home, that's a statement win. I know we say every week's a fucking statement win away from home, but genuinely, you beat Barnsley, a team who I believe is quite adequately on par with us. And I know that's a big call, but I genuinely think it. I think we could do some damage there. Mate, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
What prediction?
Well, no, soggy biscuit. What do you think? All right, fuck it. I'll go with the prediction first, mate. I think we're going to see a 1-1 draw. I think we've had the 2 wins on the trot, and then you need something to settle us down. I don't think it'll be a one where we lose in the dying or lose the 3 points in the dying seconds. I think we'll gain a point there. Probably go down quite early and maybe score in the 60th, 70th minute. What about yourself, mate?
I like that. I think 1-1 draw is pretty.
And that's a draw that feels like a win, mate.
But you are looking at a side that's not as good at home as they are away.
Yep.
Barnsley are much better away than they are at home for whatever reason. But we're everyone's cup final, aren't we? So fuck. Trying to predict these games is going to be really, really hard. So I do like 1-1. I think I would be more leaning to a 1-1, but I would like to see a Conquo come back for this game, and we keep a clean sheet, and it's
Oh,
1-0 clean sheet.
oh, I would. Oh, you know what? If a Conco starts, I think that's definitely on. Not, and again, I'm not. This is not a reflection of Chomp either, by the way, guys. Like Chomp is an exceptional keeper, but also he's 41, isn't he? Like
No, it's 38.
38. Fuck, I just
He's
added
the
3 years to his lifespan.
same age as SVJ, dude.
SVJ. But look, at the same time, he won't have the reflexes of a Conquo, and that's not to disrespect. It's just age and fitness. So yeah, definitely one to add there. The other one would be
Yeah, I
this
mean,
next
look, I'm really basing that off
if a Conquo
momentum,
starts.
like momentum. We've won the last two games. We are now undefeated. I think I heard this stat. Right, like this blew my mind. The last time we have been defeated at home was 287 days ago. Right now, our undefeated run. This is what I was trying to find out stats before. So undefeated obviously means that if you get a draw, you're still undefeated. If you win, quite clearly you're undefeated. But I'm going back at this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. So we are 9 games undefeated, with our last defeat coming on the 16th of November against Stockport, at Stockport's home. So since then, we've played 9 league games and we've been undefeated in every single one of them. That's a recipe for promotion.
That smells like promotion.
That smells like promotion. Yep.
Well, that tastes like
So
promotion. Yeah, a
I,
bit of
I
both.
think I think with that, I mean, look, you can say look at that two ways. You can either be, yeah, we're due for a defeat, we're due to probably suffer one. I don't think that's going to come against Barnsley. I think we'll probably surprise. What was our last score against Barnsley? Do you remember?
Nah, fucked if I remember, mate.
What
I've got a
was our
memory of a
last?
goldfish, Chief.
Huh?
I've got the memory of a fucking goldfish.
What's a head to head? Because I think we last when we last came up against them, it was at home. Um,
Hold on, Chief. I'll try and find it.
yeah, let me know because I want to try and figure out whether my 1-0 prediction's actually any
Have
good.
we? Oh, yeah, we beat him 1-0. That's right.
Yeah, we beat them 1-0. So
And it was Rathbone in the 92nd minute.
oof, okay,
That's
so
right. Yeah, that's right. 4th of December.
but
Yeah.
against a
3rd
team
of
that
December.
is
Yeah.
probably one of the better away teams as well. So
Yeah.
1-0, I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to
I
stick.
like it. I like it, mate. Especially if a Conco starts, it just seems like a guaranteed clean. No, I'm going to stick with my 1-1 draw. I just think, it's a couple of games in a row. It's going to get a bit tougher. But now we move on to the next one, mate. Peterborough.
Peterborough.
Oh, we had those podcasts had some absolute banter last time around, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, another interesting side. Obviously, this time they're at home.
Yep.
We went to Peterborough away, and I
No,
believe,
no, no. So we have got Peterborough at home. We played them away last time.
yeah, that's what I was talking about last time we played them.
Just flip
What
them
was our
around.
score last time we played them?
2-0 we won away from home.
2-0 we won away from home, and they've got to come to the racecourse. Mate, this could be the stamp out game that we've been waiting for.
This is their 5-0 prediction happening, but on the other foot.
Yeah, yeah, you never
But I'm
know.
not going to get called out for that bullshit. I genuinely, mate, I'm going to go clean sheet. I'm almost very confident. I mean, the fact we did that away from home, but I'm actually going to go with the same scoreline for me because I'm going 2-0 because I genuinely cannot see them putting anything past us at home. Cut to them winning fucking 6-0. But you get the point. I genuinely think we're a better side. We showed them out at their home. Now it's our time to show them what we're made of at home.
Well, a side that's 18th in the Football League, they've lost 3-1 to Barnsley um, just recently. Um, Looking at some of their recent forms, they lost to Mansfield, they lost to Stockport, they uh, they beat Crawley Town 4-3. What a fucking score that is. Um, they lost to Northampton, they lost to Burton.
I mean, we can't talk about scorelines. Didn't we do something fucking
Uh,
stupid with Crawley last season?
Yeah, I know, but hey, look, other than maybe bloody what, who they got that Kwame Poku dude,
Oh,
who's
that's
probably
right.
probably one of their best players. Um, I would dare say this is if we're going to have a statement game, it's going to be this game. And you know what, Adrian,
Do it.
listeners, fans,
Oof. Oof.
5-0 Wrexham.
Oh, he just wants to be clipped so we can be relevant. That's because that's what the Peterborough people did. They went, we have to be out there. If we want them to know our podcast and like, we're gonna blah, blah, we'll just say something ridiculous. Well, I like that you've done that, mate, because let's be real here. They've scored 9 goals in their last 5 matches, but they've lost the last 3 on the trot. They've also averaged 1.8 goals per match. So if we can keep them to a clean sheet, then that is an absolute shutout. But we did it away from home. We'll do it at home again. 2-0 for me, 5-0 for you. Jeez, I hope you're right.
I don't know if I've predicted many 5-0s this season, but we
Woo.
will see. We will see. 5-0
Yeah.
to Wrexham for me. I reckon it'll be a Mullen brace. Probably Lee, McLean, and SVJ to score.
Oh, SVJ. Just to put the cherry on top, I
Just
think.
to put the
That'll be
cherry
real
on top.
nice.
Just to
Just tap it in.
give it a twist of the old nads once you've
Just
stood on
caress
them.
them. Just caress them a little bit.
Stomp on them.
We got this. Nah,
We
I'm
got it.
keen, mate. I'm keen for another weekend of football. I also like because this time last year I was away in Japan, so we had a bit of a break. So we missed a lot of these like pretty, entertaining games. So it's nice to still be out there doing what we do. I'm keen for next week, mate. 2025, you and me, mate. Okay, I don't know if we're ending it here or not, but I would love to ask you, what do you what do you want out of 2025, mate? What's your goal?
My goal
Here
for
it is.
what?
Life, mate. Fuck, I don't know.
Get stoned every day.
There it is. Well, there he goes. He's already completed it. 2024, clocked it, going to do the same shit again. But I'm thinking, when we go to the race course, is there something that you want to tick off the list? Is it simply just being at the game? Is there are you wanting to, meet Elliot Lee? Is that what your dream is? I can imagine, how you see like pre-game, you'll see like the videos of like the kids with their little autograph books. And I'll just see Rousey shoving people across because he sees Elliot Lee. He's like, get out of my way. Get out of my way. Oh, God, Mr. Lee. Oh, and he's just got his little book out, gets it signed, gets a photo, and then slaps him on the ass as security take him away. I just think it's going to be magical.
Bit of slap ass.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful, mate. It's going to be beautiful.
Okay. Well, we've got news wrap up debate coming up after this. So this is not the end of the show just yet.
It is. It is
Going
now.
to push
Good
it on
night,
a little
everyone.
bit
Good
after
night.
this ad break.
See you next week.
Don't listen to this motherfucker. All right? We'll be back after this. Woo-hoo. So last night, Adrian, I was
Going
listening.
straight into a story. Here we go.
Straight into a story.
Here we go.
I was out the back. I needed some substances in my system to get over that game. That was
Just to
a
calm down.
very on the edge of your seat sort of thing.
Yep.
So full credit is to Wigan on that one. You guys really, really did give it to us. So, but I was listening like I normally do to all the other people talking, and in particular, a local pundit who does some great phone-in shows, some great reactions. I love the content this guy puts out. His channel is very community based, and I was out the back, and they were talking about Ollie Palmer. Now, for some reason, Ollie Palmer is divisive among that community, and I don't know why. And I responded saying, because I mean, I don't know why local pundit hates Ollie Palmer or just doesn't rate him, but um, I said on the pod their thing in the comments, I said, I completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with you on Ollie Palmer. Ollie Palmer has been and probably should be one of the first names on the team sheet at the moment. I'll get into that because then he would go on and he actually challenged me to come on, but I was out the back getting high as a kite. And
Like every
last
night.
time I did that, I got kicked because I lit up a bong on their episode. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I know. I remember that.
yeah. So I was like, "Well, look, I'm medicating right now. I'm actually taking my medication. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm going to be any good to actually come
Paracetamol.
right now." And then when I was okay, once I did come back inside, the stream had ended. So I couldn't really get on and state my point. So I wanted to get old Joshy from the local pundit on and have a bit of a debate, but I think he's tucked up in bed asleep as we're recording this. But I just wanted to start that discussion. Ollie Palmer, the dude's amazing. Like this year has been, in my opinion, a standout year for Ollie Palmer. Not only has he scored goals, he's been involved in practically every single goal at some stage or some play. He has been involved. He is a great hold up player. He is the one that obviously Chomp looks to kick long to so he can bring it down because everyone trusts Ollie Palmer's ability to bring the ball down and to hold up defenders. He does it every single game that we're so used to seeing it that people might actually think he's not that good. But I just challenge your view and say, think about the Jack Marriott goal that had Ollie Palmer with a back heel flick, an insanely hard thing to do that's been crossed over to you. Back heel flick onto Jack Marriott's chest straight away into goal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then obviously with Paul Mullins, that was off a throw from Barnett, which hit Palmer directly on the head, and then Palmer headed it straight into Mullins' path. Now, last night, there were a few mistakes between Paul Mullins and Ollie Palmer, but I still think they're trying to get back on the same page. But they very much, wherever you see Ollie Palmer, you'll see Paul Mullins. They're starting to find that connection again. But Ollie Palmer, even without Paul Mullins, when Paul Mullins went on a goal drought and drop of form, he has been the mainstay in that front line.
No, you know what? That is exactly it. That's what needs to be commended as well because the stats are not reflective of it. He's kicked 3 goals and 2 assists. Any other person had done that, we wouldn't sniff at it. But we have been without Jack Marriott being going down injured. We've had Paul Mullins out of form. We've had a completely new formation, and Ollie's been able to hold his own week in, week out, and actually contribute, like you said, to plays, attempts on goal, and actually been more present than I would suggest last season. I mean, last season I think he scored 8. I would imagine he's going to pass that, especially if we can get some good games under our belt against some of the lower competition. Look, Ollie is someone I had doubted pretty early on this season. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I was like, I just don't see him starting every week. I don't see him being the one. And let's be real, when Marriott was fit, he really wasn't. He was there as the sidekick because Paul Mullins was injured, or he was there because, that was the option at the time because we didn't have Mo Farah, we didn't have, players like that ready to go. So Ollie comes in, stands up when we need him. What have we said that we needed most? We needed someone like Elliot Lee did at the start of last season. Do you remember when there was no Mullen? We're like, where the fuck is our goals going to come from? Elliot Lee stood up. Now, did he do it for the whole season in terms of scoring goals? No. He was still amazing, but he wasn't scoring goals. And everyone's like, oh, but it's a different position. When you're a striker like Ollie is, he needs to be scoring more. No. He's putting chances away. He's having involvements, like you've mentioned, that don't count as assists because he was the first pass in a chain of 3, or he was the long ball from a chain of whatever.
Or the
It
hold
doesn't
up.
count towards a start. Yeah, hold him
Yeah.
up. Like he's a big unit. He's been very effective. And I would say he's surprised everyone, because everyone, I think, agreed at the start of the season that we were going to start to phase out Ollie and start to phase in a Marriott, start to phase in the younger generation. Well, no. Ollie's just proven that he's going to be here very much and be very much a part of this charge towards promotion. And I would be very, very, very surprised. I mean, he's been extended as well. His contract got extended. So the chances of him not being here next year are very slim. So get used to it, get behind him, or fuck off.
Well, maybe not that. I mean,
No, I'm kidding. Everyone's allowed
entitled to
opinions.
their own
I just wanted
opinions,
to
but
round it off. It sounded pretty badass.
I 100% agree. And we here at Two Beards Wrexham Podcast, we back Ollie Palmer. But more so than that, it's a team game, right? Everybody
Is it?
has to play their role
Yeah.
perfectly to be able to progress. And this is what Wrexham are currently doing. Look, their form hasn't been the best. Our form has been a bit of a struggle, but we're still able to eke away games. We may not be scoring 4 or 5 goals a game, but we're still, grinding out these wins. And this is what Wrexham are known for. So I would dare say when you're looking at guys like Ollie Palmer, it's rather unfair to single him out because he has clearly been given a specific role from Ollie Palmer, Elliot Lee, Paul Mullins, James McLean, Ryan Barnett, that whole attacking force. They've been given specific roles with their attacks, which is why you see a lot of the same sort of similar attacks from Phil Parkinson's side. And they're attacks that are extremely hard to defend against. And Ollie Palmer has proven again and again and again that he deserves that spot because of how well he actually plays his role. If it wasn't for Ollie Palmer, a lot of the avenues we had towards goal wouldn't have opened up. Paul Mullins almost scored against Wigan based off an Ollie Palmer block. It freed Paul Mullins up to slide in, and he just missed it. Had he had made a connection, that we would have been talking about another goal for Paul Mullins. But he just missed that connection. It just sort of went over his feet. So, swings and roundabouts. The guy's doing his job.
And look, I think one thing I just want to add in here before I know, because I feel like we're probably moving on, but Wonderboy Wrexham had tweeted out a very, very interesting stat for the people who maybe don't believe in Ollie or even Paul Mullins at the moment. Number of defeats at home when Paul Mullins and Ollie Palmer have started together in 90 minutes. 2022, 0 defeats. 2023, 0 defeats. 2024, 0 defeats. Now, you can't tell me that that's just a coincidence. Now, yes, this season, the chances of those two being on the park together have been slim, especially with the new formation, all that shit. But that doesn't lie for the previous seasons. Ollie is meant to be there with Paul, and Paul thrives when Ollie's there.
I actually said that on the local pundit thing, which he gave us a nice shout out for.
Love it.
Palmer Mullins starts, we never lose.
Ever.
And it was just
in 90 minutes.
Yet again, last night. They don't have to score, right? Mullins doesn't have to score, Palmer doesn't have to score, but if they start the game, Wrexham seems to win.
Yeah. No, and I mean, it's stats don't lie, mate. At the end of the day, stats don't lie. And look, I know we're about to wrap up the show, but just to end on that one little factoid is a really thing that I want to hammer home. Ollie Palmer is here to stay. He's going to continue to do his thing. And look, he can get out of form. And I'm not saying he's in the best form right now. He was definitely pre-contract signing, was in the form of his life. And then when you sign a contract, sometimes, it dips. But we can't expect him to be fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, all right? We need to be a bit more, I I don't know how to put it, but your expectations need to be lowered.
So 2025 is upon us. We've closed out the year. What is this year going to bring? You actually brought it up as briefly in the last segment about goals for this year. We're obviously heading to Wrexham in November, which is in 11 months' time, and we'll be doing a live show over there. Goals that I would like to see. It's going to be an interesting January transfer window. But personally, I would like to see Paul Mullins really get a good run of goals under him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Clearly, he's got that magic still there. We all know it. We all see it. Let's see if that comes through. My goal would be to have someone linked to the club be able to join us on our live show in November.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean,
Right.
we're very lucky because of where we're actually doing it. We're gonna have some past players, some people who are within the know. But yeah, the goal would be if we can get a current player on, that would be absolute bananas.
Current player or someone linked to that first 11 team. Maybe a Humphrey Carr. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
Mate,
even the CEO. Maybe even the owners. I would love to have the owners on. Actually, I would love Elliot Lee on the show, and I would love the owners. That would be that would be ideal if that was to happen for us this year.
mate. At the end of the day, mate, 2025 will bring what it brings. But as long as we're doing this together, mate, I'm happy. So thank you for 2024. And thank you for 2024, you viewers. We appreciate you and all of the fuckheads who've donated their money and things to help us get to Wrexham. That does not go unnoticed, and it will not go unnoticed. We'll be announcing the dates exactly in 2025 as well. So then that way, people who want to go over for the live show or people who want to make arrangements can. We didn't think people would want to come over when we went over, but we got a few DMs and a few posts saying that they'd like to know. So we'll let you know as soon as we can. But mate, 2024, all done.
All done and dusted. All done and dusted.
Second.
Now, every single year we have been in the top one or two, we've gone on to automatic promotion. So the last 3 seasons that's happened. So will this happen again?
Cut to end of year, we just missed playoffs. Fuck.
And I'm wearing a bloody Wigan jersey.
Wigan shirt. That's Neb's goal for 2025, I think.
Yeah, he's just got to not sabotage the team and we'll be fine. But I'm still stand behind it. I reckon.
No, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. I'm with you.
We will be going in November and watching Wrexham in the championship. I guarantee.
Oof, be huge. Huge, mate.
And it'd be even better if it was a Wrexham versus Coventry game.
Oh, you and your
Matty James would be playing as well because he's ex-Coventry, so he can go up against his ex-team. So let's do that one. That's a good one to add to the bingo card.
You've just ruined 2024 for me.
Oh well.
Oh well. And on that bombshell.
On that bombshell, Adrian's going to go and cry because his whole year's just been ruined.
Ruined. Absolutely in tatters.
He's off out to the dunny to have a sad wank. Right? I've had plenty of those in my years.
Oh my Lord. Well, thank you for this year, mate. I appreciate you, and I've appreciated doing this alongside you. Another year under the belt, and I'm very keen to see where we go in 2025.
I'm very keen to, and I obviously give back the same sentiments. You're a great host and a great business partner, and here's to 2025 and promotion to the championship. All right, let's do it. Guys, let us know down below whose toilet you would like to clean and become a fuckhead. Patreon.com/2beards. All the links will be in the description down below. Come and join us. Come have some fun. And I hope you have a great new year and a safe party. Have some fun. If you do use substances, make sure that you use them appropriately and sparingly. Or just come and join me online and get fucking high and stoned.
I'm wondering why we were shadow banned, and now I'm starting to realize why.
Yeah, I think it's actually. I think you might be onto something there.
I think I figured it out.
Fuck. All right. Well, on that note, guys, that's Adrian. I'm Rousey. We love you. Have a great new year. We are the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. Bye.
Woo.